Good morning, Destiny players, and it's Foetracer time. Took me a bit. Welcome to a new build video. I am Bladeburger, your local Publix chicken tender sub enthusiast. Ever had a Publix sub? Get you one. Totally not saying that because I work for Publix part-time. Nah. Anyways, promotions. As of this script, I am less than 10 subscribers away from a big ol' 1,000 subscribers. Do your part and subscribe today. Also, consider signing up for my channel membership. I do shoutouts of channel members when I remember to. Like this one. I remember for once. Now, let's get to the video. To start, what's the hubbub with Foetracer this season? Well, it got a substantial buff this season, turning it from unusable garbage like half the exotics in the game, into a powerhouse across the game, not like half the exotics in the game. The bigwigs of Destiny content creation flocked right to Strand for this exotic, as the Beyblades are pretty strong. I have to be contrarian though and do my own thing, so I looked for a different subclass to use it with. Weighing my option, there were some difficulties to get over if I was to use what I felt like the strongest class that wasn't Strand to pair with this exotic. So, let's talk about the exotics used, and then what I chose for the class. The Foetracer exotic helmet for Hunter allows damaging an orange bar or higher with any ability to mark them and give you an increase of damage, 25% with all weapons of that damage type for a short time. So essentially, if you hit an enemy with a throwing knife on solar, you get bonus solar damage. Killing the marked enemy with a weapon that's getting the damage buff makes a class collectible, like stasis shards, fire sprites, void breaches, and so on. Very oddly, it also seems to give a slight damage bump when just hitting red bars with an ability too, but only one stack of damage. It's separate from Monochromatic Maestro. Maybe a visual bug? Very odd, but damage is damage. So of course, let's pair it with an already strong exotic and make this build busted. Aegir's Scepter is the weapon of choice, a stasis trace rifle that allows kills to make slowing bursts around it, as well as reload whenever you get a stasis damage kill. It's an extremely strong weapon for most of the game, and with an extra 25% damage buff, it gets a lot better. But why stasis though? It's pretty weak when compared to every other element, unless you're on stasis warlock. Well, screw you, that's why. Nah, just kidding. Reason the first why I chose Stasis was easily spammable ability, the dual charge melees that bounce between enemies. Reason the second is Aegir's Scepter itself. It's just a really strong exotic. Reason the third was because Stasis shards are by far the most plentiful class collectible to obtain, so we can absolutely abuse this. Now, let's get to the class. For class, we're on Stasis Hunter, obviously. For dodge, Gambler's Dodge. Dodging near enemies fully recharges your melee. For melee, Withering Blade. Throw a shuriken that dinks off surfaces and enemies to hit multiple times, slowing enemies a hits. Easy trigger for Foetracer. For grenade, use whatever. We use the melee for Foetracer, so grenade doesn't matter. For aspects, Graham Harvest. Killing slowed or frozen enemies makes stasis shards at their location that give melee energy to you or allies that pick them up. No cooldown. For the second aspect, you can really use whatever you please. I personally use Winter's Shroud, where dodging slows nearby enemies. Easy slow is good. For fragments, Whisper of Durance. Slow you deal, lasts longer, and stays longer. Whisper of Rhyme. Collecting a stasis shard gives a chunk of overshield. Each shard collected gives more and refreshes the timer. We make a lot of shards, so easy overshield. Whisper of Conduction. Nearby stasis shards track to you. Whisper of Refraction. Killing slowed or frozen enemies gives class ability energy. Whisper of Fractures. Your melee charge is faster when 2 or more enemies are close to you. So there's the aspects and fragments, now let's get to the mods. This build is a general build, not really going heavy into kickstarts or surges, but using general utility mods to keep the Aegir's Scepter train going. There's a few issues that this build solves through various ways. The first problem is reliable ability spam, and the second is the special ammo. Let's begin. On helmet, we have double special ammo finder. Special ammo has a higher drop chance, higher with the more mods. We also have Harmonic Siphon, letting double kills with stasis weapons make an aura power. On arms, double focusing strike, giving us class ability energy when we deal powered melee damage. We can do it a lot. We also have heavy handed, making an orb of power on powered melee kills. On chest piece, double harmonic reserves, giving us more ammo for stasis weapons. We use harmonic because it's cheaper than using the focused elemental version. On boots, double harmonic scavenger, allowing ammo pickups for stasis weapons to grant more ammo. Doesn't work in PvP. We also have Elemental Charge. Class collectibles, so stasis shards in our case, have a chance to give an armor charge. Why this mod if no kickstarts? Well, just wait for the class ability, you impatient napkin holder. On class item, Special Finisher. Finishers create special ammo for you and your fire team. Requires 3 armor charges to activate and consumes them all. We also have Powerful Attraction. Using a class ability slurps up all nearby orbs of power and or motes in Gambit. We also have Reaper, the mod I never take off. Make an orb of power on your first weapon kill after using your class ability. So there's the mods, and here's the overview as usual. Screenshot to your delight, and subscribe so I know that you did. Get done? Good. Now let's talk synergies. For starters, just Withering Blade alone is an insane tool to proc Foetracer every time an orange bar or higher pops up. I had a loop to throw blades at a boss, DPS for the time Foetracer gives, then throw another blade when the buff ran out, then loop it. Even better that it bounces because I suck at aiming. The damage buff from Foetracers turns Aegis Scepter into a melt machine, or freeze machine, whatever. Trace rifles are really good in this sandbox, and it just gets even better with Foetracer. Remember those problems I mentioned earlier? Problem the first was a reliable ability to spam. We have that with Withering Blade and mods that let us use Withering Blade to get our class ability, which we could then use to get back a Withering Blade. It's a loop. The second problem was special ammo, which is what special ammo finisher is for. It generates a hell of a lot of special ammo for us if we just remember to actually use it. Something to keep in mind, remember your finishers. After just one finisher, we should have enough ammo to resume the freeze train. The many shards created by Aegis Scepter slowing really put in work. Armor charges are easy peasy. It takes about 6 shards per charge, but you make so many that you'll always get 3 armor charges really quickly. This build also works well on higher end content, but maybe save Grandmasters, I haven't tried it there. High damage and freezing is good, Aegis Scepter is good, and Foetracer is excellent now. Hopefully next season's exotic reworks are as impactful as this one. If you like the build, try it for yourself and let me know how it does. I do read all comments and occasionally adjust my builds based on comments. Thank you all for watching. Join my Discord, become a member. See you all in the next one. Blade Burger out.